Oh, great shot.
Das Spinnrad sich dreht. Runde um Runde.
Oh.
Der unser aller Tun verbindet.
Is he reading? Yeah, thought so.
Das war das Lieblingsstück deiner Mutter.
And who is this mother?
Die Toten sind niemals ganz tot.
What? This is a whole nother level of trippy right here. Charlotte. And that is the same watch that Noah had.
Wer sind Sie?
Speak of the devil?
Wer Augen hat zu sehen und Ohren zu hören, überzeugt sich, dass die Sterblichen kein Geheimnis verbergen können.
Okay, who are you?
Ein Reisender.
Oh no. Shit. Okay, so let's go back a bit. Let's go back a bit. Are they implying that Charlotte is Gustav's mother? How is that even possible? And if that's not the case, there is still that familial connection because of the clock and the inscription for Charlotte. But it was being held by the other old dude, which I have no idea who that is. I don't know. I don't know just yet. Oh! Oh. Really now?
Du und ich. Adam und Eva.
Mhm.
Das ist es, was wir sind. Ein Fehler in der Matrix.
Are they? No. We're talking symbolically, right? Not like they are actually Adam and Eve.
Die Kleidung und der Walkman stammt aus den 80ern.
Oh. Ulrich is. Yeah.
Ein Ausweis bei der Leiche.
Yeah. I don't think we got an ID in the first season, right? When it comes to Magnus, that's why Ulrich was unsure about who he was.
Dass das alles zusammenhängt. Mats, Erik, der Junge im Bunker.
Charlotte is saying the same things that her counterpart said.
Ich kann das nicht mehr.
Interesting. He wants to quit. Or end this relationship with Charlotte. I think it's... I love that. Every time.
Warum sagst du uns nicht die Wahrheit?
Oh, it's harder than you think it is. Bartosz?
Sag ihnen, wer Martha wirklich getötet hat.
Now, Franziska and Magnus knows in the future, right? So, they have to know, regardless how. Oh. Powerful performance right there.
Ein unsichtbares Band, das euch auf ewig bindet.
The red string of fate.
Adam hat versucht, es zu trennen. Aber das ist unmöglich.
Interesting. Adam tried to sever it. Huh.
Du hast gesehen, was du tun wirst.
Mhm.
Und du musst mich zu dem machen, was ich heute bin.
You have to make me what I am today. Just like Adam, basically, right? Jonas has to do the things that will make Adam the way he is. Everything is inevitable. Fascinating, the color yellow always by her side. In this case, the pillow.
Du siehst so anders aus.
Yeah. Hannah's noticing it. Yeah. Yeah. Charlotte's face is... yeah.
Es ist schön, dich zu sehen.
Oh, it's not really nice.
Hast du da noch was gesehen?
Nee, was denn?
Like a figure of yourself covered in black goo?
Ich lag ja schon da.
She's trying to rationalize things, but obviously nothing is rational in this show. It's all fantastical. And they have to accept that.
Sag Mama nichts. Ich bin zum Abendessen wieder da.
And we will never see her again. Is somebody watching her?
Dass du dich immer für sie, für deine Martha entscheiden wirst.
Adam didn't chose you. Adam chose the other you.
Sie muss ihre Zukunft sehen, zu verstehen, was getan werden muss.
Oh, Eva is totally killing Jonas here. Maybe not in this episode, but in the future. Because obviously Martha is gonna be in this same spot, right? Put the picture of Adam and Eve in the back. Yeah, she's definitely planning it. She's getting ready. Preparing herself emotionally and mentally.
Du hast gesagt, ich war in deiner Welt. Bei dir?
Alright, elaborate.
Warum kann ich mich da nicht daran erinnern?
Aha, here we go.
Dieser Brief. Ich habe den nicht geschrieben.
Was Jonas, our Jonas?
Der Vater vom alten Tannhaus. Er hat versucht, jemanden von den Toten zurückzuholen. Seine
Old
Frau.
Tannhouses.
Er hat fest daran geglaubt, dass die Möglichkeit, durch die Zeit zu reisen, die Erlösung der Welt bedeutet.
His what? His wife being Charlotte. Well, it can't be Noah then, because Noah died. Whoa. The God particle, a fraction of it. And he's going to use that to jumpstart the God particle that we know that is Insect Mundus later in the future. Holy shit. Meanwhile. Oh. Who's this? So they are with Eva. Ariadne, the clock that has for Charlotte.
Wird nie verstehen, dass wir den Knoten erhalten müssen.
Just like Adam.
Dass seine Martha sterben muss. Damit alle anderen leben.
Nothing has changed. An infinite loop, like I said, right? An infinity loop. Well, hello. 2 keys. Oh, 2 keys to... Okay. Okay, so the police line is also in this world's cave. So what I said before about Martha coming into our world in one of the flashbacks in the previous episode could also just mean that Martha came out of this cave on her world. Okay.
Ich wollte nur hören, wie es dir geht. Ruf mich an, okay?
What if Tannhouse's mother, if it is Charlotte, isn't our Charlotte, but this world's Charlotte? I mean, we have introduced the possibility of different people from different universes living in different universes. I wonder how Helge is going to fit into all of this. Alternate universe Helge, that is. Because we kind of know what happened to our Helge, but we don't know how this Helge is going to act in the grand scheme of things.
Er hat mich rausgeschmissen. Mein Vater hat angerufen.
Shit. Ulrich, man.
Ich wusste es.
Was wusstest du?
Dass du nur mit mir zusammen bist, um deine Eltern zu provozieren.
Now. Okay. Wild accusations here.
Es ist besser, wenn du jetzt gehst.
Okay.
But hey man, if Killian is breaking up with Martha, then Martha is kind of free game. Who is watching? Eva? No. Jonas. Okay.
Ich möchte dir ein Geschäft vorschlagen.
Ein Geschäft.
A deal.
Ich habe etwas, das dir gehört.
Ah. Okay, so that is still pretty much the same. She's gonna show the... Yep. I can't remember if it's exactly the same in terms of like the plastic wrapping, but...
Ich will, dass du Charlotte fertig machst. Ich will, dass sie alles verliert.
Deja vu. This is a great shot. Oh, like love the foggy smoke effects.
Charlotte. Was machst du mit mir?
Who is that? that expression that he gave. Not gonna lie, it's a bit more creepier now that Peter is like a reverend. Not gonna lie.
Ist nach dem Unfall ins Heim.
Und der Sommer davor, 86?
Ich glaube ja, aber warum willst du es wissen?
Und den Bunker hat er den für irgendwas benutzt?
The accident still happened. We still don't know who actually hurt Helge in the past, though. It can still be Ulrich. Or somebody else.
Er ist bei der Polizei. Er hat ein Geständnis abgelegt.
Well, this is new.
Ich habe den Jungen getötet.
Woher hast du seine Sachen? Was hast du mit Mats gemacht?
Du lebst.
Oh shit. So it was still Ulrich. It was still him. Oh! Ominous shot of the moon right there. Jonas gonna creep in. Well.
Was soll das?
Don't freak out, Martha. Don't freak out, even though it's obviously creepy, but don't freak out.
Eigentlich kennen wir uns schon immer.
How do we convince her?
Als Magnus dem Kindergarten den Zahn ausgeschlagen hat. Da war ich da.
These are all events that happen in his world. Or Eva told him all of this.
Du hast es mir erzählt. Dein zukünftiges Ich.
There we go.
Bist du wirklich? Ich kann es dir zeigen. Wie alles zusammenhängt.
That is exactly what Eva wanted, right? I just don't want him to bring Martha into Sigmundus and then Eva just pop kills Jonas and then Martha feels all responsible for it and that is what led her to this path. I feel like that's gonna be the case. But let's see this for a moment, shall we? Their attempt to recreate the God particle, and I want to know if this is going to be like a freak accident that will eventually turn the stranger into Adam, physically speaking, because we still have no idea how that happened. Uh-oh.
Wo's Martha?
She's gone? Why? She has a separate one. Oh, she has multiples. Well, shit. She thinks that she did her job, right? She gave them what they wanted, and now she's leaving. Well. She left. I was expecting like a last second opening of the door and then they notice her and then she left, but... Huh. She left. Oh, these exchanges, man. I love how sinister that shot was of the stranger, really transforming him more and more into Adam.
If I was you, I'd hide. If I was you, I'd be afraid.
Martha's world is slowly crumbling, so she chose to go into the cave. This music, though. Edit looks. Let there be light. Whoa. Okay. Okay, the counterpart to Sigmundus.
Time to say goodbye.
But I'm worried, man. I'm really worried. She's crying too. Back to the Future. Okay, this is where Martha... Okay. Wonder if she's going to bump into Claudia. What if the one who told Tronte to kill Regina was actually Martha and not Claudia? Now that is an interesting thought, isn't it?
Du hast es ihm gegeben.
What the fuck? They were in cahoots this entire time. No. Hold on.
Du hast das Richtige getan.
And Adam is now here in the future after what happened in the end of season 2. Oh my, what the, Excuse me? Jonas, dude, please, for the love of God, do not tell me that they are actually in the past and they are actually Adam and Eve. Where are we? Garden of Eden?
Wo sind wir?
Jonas doesn't even know as well.
Gesagt, dass sie dich hierher bringen soll.
Okay, he does know.
Dass sie es dir erklärt.
Wer?
You? We are either so far in the past or so far in the future, and I don't know which one is it. Hello. Ich bin du. Stranger Martha, hello.
Willkommen in der Zukunft.
The future, huh? Doesn't seem like a good place to stay. Okay, so this was quite an interesting episode. We have essentially... This episode is essentially setting up the idea behind who Adam and Eva really are in the grand scheme of things and what they are trying to represent, right? I mean, Adam and Eva, Adam and Eve, I would feel like for most of us here, even those who are not religious, even those who have not read the Bible or whatever, but I feel like that is a pretty universal story that a lot of people know of, right? The story of the fall of man, of how we fall into sin, but more importantly, the beginning of mankind as well, right? Adam created in the image of God, and then Eve being born from Adam. And we're kind of seeing that as well in this show in many ways, right? I can safely say that Eva, in this sense, was born because of Adam, right? Adam is the progenitor. Adam is the character who started it all, that kind of jumpstart this time loop mess, if you will, right? And then through Adam, Eve is born, right? Because of Adam, Jonas himself, right? Adam himself got sent into the other dimension, into the other world, and then that is where Eve is born. So essentially, yeah, Eve was kind of born from Adam and his actions. And I also love the establishment that these characters are seemingly working towards the same goal. We know that Adam wants to preserve the knot, and now Eva, is also trying to preserve the knot. That is something that Eva is trying to not say to Jonas, the same way as Adam didn't say to Jonas as well. Like, these two are kind of manipulating Jonas in the same time, which again, also if you tie it back to like what actually happens in the Bible, what actually happens in the book of Genesis, right? Eve was the one who persuaded Adam into eating the fruit of knowledge, right? She was the one who persuaded Adam to do so. And here, Eva is doing the same thing to Adam, or in this case, to Jonas, right? You need to convince Martha. You need to convince her, which is kind of a flip. But in reality, it is her that is putting the seeds onto Adam, putting the seeds onto Jonas of like, hey, you need to do this. She is essentially convincing Jonas to please convince me of the past. And I'm very much curious to see how they are going to, I would say, utilize the biblical references into the story of Dark. Because there is a lot. At this point, there is a lot. There is a lot of, not just references, but also allusions and, how do I describe it? A very loose form of adaptation right? And not just of the story of Adam and Eve, but also through a lot of other stories, Ariadne being like the other prominent example of that. And of course, the Ariadne symbolism between Martha and Jonas as well, right? So there's a lot of these things, and this episode is just pretty much kind of pushing it further, reinforcing it more into the audience. The painting of Adam and Eve itself is like more than enough of a giveaway, but yeah. Really interesting, but also really I am really cautious about like the fate of Jonas himself, because all of this, coupled with what happened in the previous episode, in episode 2 of season 3, in the beginning of that episode as well, we do know that ultimately Martha is going to appear in I'm forgetting the name of the opposite of Sigmundus here, something Lux. But it is essentially, you know, for light, to create light or something. I'll look back into the episode later on, but we do know that Martha will eventually enter that place. We see the paintings of Adam and Eve behind her. We know that there's going to be blood stains on her yellow jacket. We also know that Jonas is going to bleed, probably going to die as well. We see that jacket. We see his clothing and the pattern of that clothing, and we know that he is currently wearing that same type of clothes in that sort of flash forward in the future, in the beginning of season 3, episode 2. So yeah, there's a very high chance that Jonas is going to bleed to death or die. And if he does die, then how does that work? How does the stranger exist? So there's still a mystery there. There is still something that we don't know. There is still that the possibility that Jonas is going to bleed to death, but he's not going to die. But the pain and the injury that he must have obtained during that time will eventually lead to the amnesia that the stranger possesses. That's why he doesn't remember anything that happened in the other world. That is a possibility. Because I still don't know fully well how the stranger doesn't know all of this. And yet Adam knows. We've been playing around the idea that, oh yeah, Adam knows about the other world. Adam knows about this and that, but we never really truly see it, right? It's just intuition that, yeah, of course Adam knows. He wants this, right? But we never really get like an official, firm revelation that he does until this episode. By the end of this episode, we see that Martha, the other Martha, has already been working together with Adam in the first place. Isn't that fascinating? Other universe Martha has worked with young Jonas. She has worked with the stranger in order to give him the God particle, and now she is working with Adam, the older version of Jonas, to get what they want. I'm not sure. I still don't know whether or not actual Adam has seen actual Eva before, because we have seen Jonas meeting Eva. We have seen Martha meeting Adam, but have we actually seen Adam meeting Eva? In an episode called Adam and Eva, we haven't really seen Adam and Eva actually interacting with one another. That is fascinating, isn't it? But yeah, those two characters are definitely the standouts of this episode. Obviously, the main vocal point, I mean, given the episode title itself, but beyond that, right, beyond the obvious Adam and Eva, Martha, Jonas relationship and all that stuff, which I think I've kind of talked about it as best as I can during the reaction itself. Like, I don't need to further re-explain all of my feelings and emotions when it comes to that. You know, like, you can just check out the reaction and you can kind of figure it all out through my own facial expressions and through my own mini commentary at the time. But beyond Adam and Eva, beyond Martha and Jonas, there's a lot of things in this episode as well that we need to talk about. For instance, in the beginning of this episode, we got this bombshell. Hello? What is going on here? So, we do know of this this clock necklace. I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry. I'm not very knowledgeable. I haven't really learned much about. Anyways, but we do know that this ticking clock exists. This pocket watch. Is it a pocket watch? I think it is. It's a pocket watch, right? But we do know that this pocket watch exists. And we knew the inscription, but we knew it from Noah. It has always been my assumption that this was Noah's. That Noah created this for Charlotte, for his future daughter and his mother at the same time, right? It's kind of crazy, but how did it end up here? And with Tannhaus of all people. Now we do know sort of the relationship between Tannhaus and Charlotte, or at least H.G. Tannhaus, our Tannhaus that we know, not Gustav Tannhaus or Gustav Tannhaus' father, I believe. But now we're getting these more and more complex relationships. Like, what is really going on here? Who is Charlotte to Tannhaus, really? Really, like, who is he to her? Because now it's pretty clear that Charlotte being in the care of our Tannhaus, of H.G. Tannhaus, is not a mistake. It's not a mistake. I mean, it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that Tannhaus is taking care of Charlotte. There is a familial bond there somewhere, but I just don't know what it is yet. And now they are showing me this, and I cannot put my finger on this. Because I always believe that this belongs to Noah. And this is not Noah at all, because Noah dies. Like, that is impossible. Right? Noah died in Sigmundus. There is no older version of Noah, nor is there a version of Noah that went back further in the past to do all of this shit. No, none of that exists. So, what is Charlotte's relationship to him? What is her relationship to Tannhaus? And there is this line that is again starting to throw me off on a loop. Let me see if I can find it. Because he is reading Ariadne, right? That was your mother's favorite play. There is only one female character that I know of that is strongly connected to Ariadne, and one who absolutely loves that play to the point where she is holding and carrying an Ariadne book a lot. And that is Martha. With the very nature of Dark, with the very nature of the show, and how everything is connected, how every character that we know in one way, shape, or form is the grandmother, the grandson of another person that we also know, like, the family of Winden is just a heaping mess. Is it possible that Martha is actually Tannhaus's mother? I have been playing around with the idea of if Martha and Jonas do end up having a child, who would it be? When season 3 started, we are introduced to the unknown. At least that is that is what the credits sort of describe him, right? Of course, and while I'm still here, he is reciting the same words, the same sentences that was in the letter that was given to Clausen. At this point, during recording, season 2, episode 7 just went live on YouTube, and there was a comment there that was talking about like, how did Clausen get here? Like who gave Clausen the letter, right? And now I am seeing this person. I am seeing this unknown character, and he is word for word reciting the same letters, the same words from that letter. I do believe that this was kind of like a quote, right, from a philosopher. I'm forgetting who. Let me know, show. Let me know. I don't think it's telling me, but anyways, yeah, isn't that fascinating? So now I'm starting to think that the unknown was the one who sent Clausen there, kind of like a essentially a ripple effect. Like, yeah, he is sent there because he knows that Clausen is going to be the one who opens the door, Pandora's box, and opens the God particle and opening the nuclear power plant and everything. I mean, heck, even in this episode, when the unknown comes into the room with Eva, they presented her with like the Book of Ariadne. They presented her with the pocket watch with for Charlotte inscripted on it, and then they show the plans for the Winden power plant and 2 keys as well. So I kind of feel like they are the ones who pushed Clausen into Winden in the first place. I feel like that is what they're trying to insinuate here. But going back to what I was saying before, in regards to Adam and Eva, in regards to Martha and Jonas, and the possibility of them having a child, the possibility of them having children of their own. I am slowly getting the idea or the impression that the unknown could be their son. Now there is the other possibility, and this was a possibility that I talked about, I believe, in season 3, episode 1, and that is Hannah is pregnant. Hannah is pregnant, and we don't know what is going to happen to that baby, right? We don't know if the baby's going to live, if the baby's going to die, or whatever. But we do know that she is pregnant, and there is the possibility that the unknown could be Hannah's son, right? Like I dabbled into the idea that the unknown could be like the alternate universe's version of Jonas, as in, yeah, this is Hannah's son, and he is a traveler, but not in a good way. But now, the more that I think about it, and final confirmation that the unknown is working with Eva now, like I've also kind of like dabbled into that theory before in the previous episodes. Now we do know. Now we're also getting the impression that maybe Tannhaus is related to Martha. And again, it's either related to Martha or related to Charlotte. The relation to Charlotte is strong due to the stopwatch that is being held by Tannhaus's father. But the relationship to Martha is also strong given that he was reciting the Book of Ariadne and talking about like his mother loving this play. Then we only know one other character who loves this play. I don't think Charlotte loves this play at all. Like there's only one character that is strongly related to Ariadne, and that is Martha. So let us dabble into the idea, or let us believe for a second that Martha is somehow Gustav Tannhaus's mother. However that works. And the unknown is also their son, however that works as well. The story of Adam and Eve. Eventually, they have children, Cain and Abel. And guess what? Cain kills Abel. And here, the unknown pretty much kills Tannhaus. Like I'm getting the impression that Gustav Tannhaus is pretty much dead. You know, like the unknown just pretty much does the and so maybe not too far off. I don't know yet. We're still in the realm of speculation because there's not much info that we can figure out, because there are, I would say there's a couple of information that is conflicting with one another, especially in this sense in regards to like Martha, Charlotte, and the idea of both the stopwatch and the Book of Ariadne. Like, how does that connect and how does that work? It's not like in many aspects, in many cases in this show, in Dark, there are hints and ideas that are pretty straightforward. Like, there's no other alternative. And for me, that was like sort of easy to predict, or to at least get an idea of like, oh yeah, there's a huge possibility that this thing is actually correct because of this other thing, right? But in other times, we get situations like this, where I am actually not sure. I'm actually unsure of the relationship between Charlotte, Martha, and Tannhaus. But there is a relationship there somewhere, I just don't know what it is just yet. I still need more evidence and information to pile in, because I don't think it's just as straightforward as some of the other ideas and predictions in the past. So we're still going to be waiting for this. We're still going to be seeing what happens in the later episodes, and that is exciting. We are in the final season of Dark, and it's still pulling so many new things and ideas that keeps me going, and I'm like, good, great. Because in a lot of other mystery shows, sometimes when the big reveal is already given to us and there's still more, then there's nothing more for them to, to give. Like, there's no more questions. All of it has been answered. So it's only a matter of, okay, how do we execute these answers? Plenty of shows does that. Plenty of shows. Not going to name names, not going to tell you like what shows that I am, like thinking about, but there is like a show where, for example, a couple of seasons in, we finally get like the huge reveal of like, oh my god, this is the most of the answers that we are looking for, and it is all there. Great. But we still have like 2 seasons left. So what do we do in that 2 seasons when all of the questions have been mostly answered? We can't just randomly shove in like a new mystery, like a new question, because like we already got most of it resolved. We got most of it answered. Like, we need a better way, a more natural way to show all of that, or to keep viewers going. And really, there's only 2 options. It's to either showcase a new threat with new mysteries to uncover, right? Essentially creating what I would describe as a hard sequel within your own show. And then there's the, okay, we have the information that we have all of the answers. What are we going to do with this? We need to utilize it. Okay, let's say, for example, now that we know that X means Y, the rest of the season is going to be about X meaning Y. It's going to be about the exploration of that idea, how our characters will cope with this new found answer that they are looking for. That is usually how it goes, and most of the time it works. But with Dark, it is so fascinating because we never really truly get a big reveal episode, because every episode is a big reveal and a big mystery. It's always building up more and more and more and more, right? It is a gradual incline that hasn't seen a major drop before, right? If we are using the structure of a story, a narrative structure, then, the usual 3-act structure, then once we reach the end of the second act, then there's a dip down, because by the end of the second act, we reach the climax. We learn everything that we need to know, and then we dip down, and then we go into the epilogue. Like, okay, everything is resolved, and then we move on. With Dark, we are in the final season. I am just a couple of episodes left before we finish the show. 5 episodes, even. And we are still showing new things, and it is exciting. And I love that. It's great. It's really great. But yeah, praises aside, moving on to the rest of this episode. There is a huge sense of deja vu. This episode presents a lot of deja vu moments from like the previous 2 seasons, especially season 1, right? In how everything began. Especially with Helge, for example, when he was looking at Ulrich, and then he's like, "I remember you, you're alive." So again, already kind of establishing that Ulrich did when this version of Ulrich also went back into the past and then tried to kill Helge in some capacity. This time, just destroying his left side of his face there. But we do know that that is the case, right? But man, I'm still looking at these final few moments, especially here. This excites me. Adam and Martha are working together, and it seems like they are trying to re-stabilize the God particle. They are working for a similar goal, right? No, actually, wait a minute. Hang on. No. I don't think young Martha knows exactly the full plan. Old Eva obviously does. Eva absolutely does. Adam absolutely does. But I don't think young Martha here knows the full plan of both Adam and Eva here. Just like how Jonas is just following along the whims of Adam and Eva. No, wait, no, hang on, no. Young Martha has already seen the events that happen with Eva and Jonas, right? Jonas bleeding, still the possibility that, and I am still holding on to this theory, the possibility that Eva is the one who kills Jonas or wounds Jonas. So Martha already knows what is going on with Eva, right? She must have like a good reason or a good understanding to know what Eva is trying to accomplish. And now she is on her path to become Stranger Eva, Stranger Martha, that we eventually see by the end of this episode. Yeah, either way, I am still looking forward to seeing more of Adam and Martha here. This is a dynamic that I didn't know that I wanted, but now that it's here, like I want to know more. I want to know what these two are cooking, man. I want to know because obviously Adam and Adam and his plans, man. What do you want, Adam? I mean, we kind of know what he wants. Yeah. Fascinating. And we don't know how many years into the future this is. We don't know. But it's so far into the future to the point where everything is just a full desolate planet. Interesting. And this is okay, and I guess I'll have to talk about this as well, you know, in case somebody this is the future of the alternate world. This is not our future. This is the future of the alternate world, because they were in the alternate world, right? Jonas was stuck there. Jonas went into the cave of the alternate world, right? And then this is that future. So is this 2053 in the other universe, or is this like actually like years and years and years into the future, like thousands of years? I don't know. If this is the 2053 version of the alternate world, then then the apocalypse in that world is worse. At least in our world, everything is still kind of lush, and there's still plants and vegetation and buildings and structures and people. No, man, this is a full-on desert. So we shall see what happens next. Thank you all so much for tuning in to my reaction and my review of Dark Season 3, Episode 3. If you do enjoy this reaction, hit the like, subscribe, share the video, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you want to see early access, you want to see the next episode early, then you can hop on over to the Patreon. Links are also in the description below. So thank you all so much. See you all next time. Take care. Have a nice day. Peace.